Love you. See you when you get back.
Love you too.
Congratulations.
Want to grab it?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Proud of you. All right, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy holiday weekend, if holiday weekend applies to you. Whether it's Valentine's Day or President's Day or whatever, which sounds like a weird thing to wish you. I know, because like, who observes President's Day? Some people do. We don't do anything for it. I know my kid's off school, so that'll be fun. But it's time for Smackdown. Forget everything else. It's time for Smackdown, and we're 2 weeks away from Elimination Chamber, on the road to WrestleMania, as they're always saying, as Joe Tessitore is welcoming us to SmackDown tonight. We've got a triple threat match. Cody Rhodes looking like an 80s villain from Miami Vice or the A-Team or something. Triple threat with Cody, Jacob Fatu, and Sami Zayn to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. Fatu with the pink hoodie. Okay. We also got Jordynne Grace and Jade Cargill for the WWE title. Rhea and Io Sky versus Lash, Legend, and Nia Jax for the tag titles. And then we've got Zelina, Vega, Giulia, and Alexa Bliss also trying to qualify for the Elimination Chamber tonight as well. So we'll see in tow. We see Aleister Black with Zelina in tow, and Keanu James as well in tow for Giulia. No Charlotte Flair walking with Alexa Bliss, though, interestingly enough. All right, Swaby, I'm with you, man. SmackDown on Netflix is the way to go. I didn't have any other ways to watch sci-fi either. But SmackDown on sci-fi tonight. Lockwood, good to see you. Dawsey, good to see you as always as well. So, man, we're marching towards Elimination Chamber. Hopefully we get a little bit clearer picture. There's a lot of rumors going around about what WrestleMania could look like. And I don't know if they'll wait for just the last 30 days to start building that. You know, we've already got Roman versus Punk, probably going to be that the call on the main event there. So we'll see what we've got. Joe Tess and Wade Barrett on the call tonight, though. So I'm curious who else we get to see tonight. Do we get more Obafemi destruction? And here's Tiffany Stratton to open up the show. Tiffy time. Here's a question. Who do you guys want to see take on? What would you have Tiffy doing for WrestleMania this year? Just curious. Joe Tess with the Barbie entrance shout out, which was a great entrance last year at Mania. That was fantastic. Yeah, man, Dawson's Creek, dude. God bless James Vanderbeek, man. Hope his family, hope they have all they need in the days and weeks ahead. Don't want Tiffy and Jade for the 1,000th time. Yeah, I'm honestly, I would rather see Tiffy in a U.S. title picture. I would not mind seeing Tiffy, Giulia, and honestly, you could throw Kiana James in there too if you wanted to, and just let Triple H or Shawn Michaels go up to me like, just wrestle like you were still in NXT, and like let those three women burn it down. I think it could be really good. Yeah, I saw that rumor, Sophie Dopey, about Brock and LA Knight. I'm not buying it. I don't think that's a good pathway for either of them. They both could do better. I do think Tiffy could make a good impression in the chamber match. Oh, here comes Nia. Man, I still have not really found my point of patience and acceptance with Tiffany's voice. Yeah, it might not be NXT, but it is WrestleMania, and that's a place where people can really burn it down. Have a great match. You know, kind of like how a few WrestleManias ago it was the dudes Drew and Sheamus and Gunther that year. Man, Nia coming out here looking like a full-on Candy Heart here. Yeah, I listen, Brock and Oba is 100% the way to go, I think. Like, that way you don't have to bring Brock into anybody else's storyline, and you can just have those guys crush it. Oh, Tiffy missing Mania. That would be wild. Yeah, no, Nia does look great, man. She has really made some very healthy choices, man. Her interview with CVV was really good. As I understand it, Lockwood, WWE has announced that Brock is going to be appearing at Raw. I think on Monday. I think this week. I mean, you could start then. It won't take it won't take much. That's the nice thing about Brock is that he doesn't need. He's honestly like the Undertaker at this point. Like in going towards Mania, you don't have to have a deep story to get him there. 23rd. So okay. So the week before Elimination Chamber. All right. Oh, look at that. Lash got herself some Valentine inspired gear as well. But here comes Rhea Ripley and Io. I see Io. They're coming out to Rhea's music together. Do I think Gunther will be in the chamber? Maybe. Honestly, just having the possibility, the visual possibility of Gunther being in the conversation for the title is something that should be present, because an Elimination Chamber match is a match where you could write your way out of him losing and it doesn't take anything away from his mystique because there's 6 guys in there. But yeah, you could do like you did to Cena that one year in the chamber where he just eats like 4 finishers in a row and gets eliminated out of the chamber if you don't want him to win. Yeah. But with Gunther just eliminating so many people lately and sort of riding off that high, I think putting him in the chamber is a good call. And maybe something happens in the chamber that gets him to Mania against somebody else. I mean, between Gunther, Javon Evans, and Dominic Mysterio, I think Gunther is the most likely person to go into the chamber out of the 3 of them. I mean, maybe Javon steals one. Because you could have him steal a win from Dom. Dom could screw him at the chamber or something, by interfering if he gets really offended by losing to Javon. And then you could get Javon versus Dom at WrestleMania for the IC title. Yeah, Gunther did a good job of selling his match with AJ once he got to the Rumble. And him making it all the way to the end. He's definitely still preserving that mystique of looking like a threat. So that hasn't been wasted yet, but we're getting this tag title match now. Rhea and Io versus Lash and Nia. Big headbutt from Nia Jax. Dropping that elbow. Honestly, I'm not all that invested in what they're doing with Finn Balor. If I have to be honest. Like, I'm happy that he's getting some attention and getting some shine because he's earned it. He's absolutely earned it. But I don't know, man. He's just been around for so long. So long, dude. Like, I feel like the boat got missed with him years ago for the main event scene. Yeah, keeping Gunther and Oba separate. Noticing that too. Yeah. Yeah, Abdullah elbow. Handsprings here from Io, running around Nia. Nine years since the Festival of Friendship. Wow. It's been that long. 2017. Yeah, I guess you're right. Here comes Rhea. Big pop for Rhea entering the match. Yeah, I don't know. Has it even been clarified what show Royce Keys is on? He just made that appearance on the Rumble, and we haven't seen him since. So I'd be curious to find out about that. All right, here comes Lash. Lash gets dumped out of the ring. We're about to get a commercial break spot here. Io Sky going for the Asai moonsault. Takes out Lash and Nia. And we get the emote. Everybody. Rhea loves it. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Lockwood. Like, yeah, Abdullah for the style that he wrestled, and the fact that he owned and operated a rib restaurant in Atlanta for a long time. I'll know how that man's been able to endure for as long. Just a tough guy, man. There's just some human beings that can endure a lot of poor health decisions over the course of their life and can live to be an old. I don't know how to explain it. And I do believe Abdullah was just one of those legitimately tough people like Terry Funk or Harley Race back in the day. All right. Action continues on Netflix. Possibly some picture in picture maybe or just commercials, depending on where you're at here. Kofi took Monday off because his team lost the Super Bowl. That's hilarious. Oh man. As someone who was happy to see the Patriots lose, man, that was a fun game to watch. To see them totally get stalled out. I tell you what, Lash Legend has this move. She just pulled off on Io a minute ago, where you hold him in the side, like world's strongest slam position, and she just like whiplashes him between the top and middle rope. That feels like one of those moves that sounds better in your head, but doesn't really. I don't know. It doesn't really look as devastating in actual execution as it does, in theory, I suppose. Kofi at the Super Bowl, man, it's got to be wild. Oh man, Nia hitting the stink face on Io. Stopping to argue with Lil Nate. Oh my goodness. So yeah, just recapping the card tonight. So currently we've got a tag team title match underway with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax and Lash Legend. Additionally, Jade Cargill will be defending the WWE title against Jordynne Grace, and we got two chamber qualifying matches. The men's match is Cody, Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, and Sami Zayn. And the women's match is Alexa Bliss, Giulia, and Zelina Vega. So we'll have to see what the future holds for us tonight in determining the card for Elimination Chamber as we continue to walk through that over the next couple of weeks. So we'll see what we get here. Oh, okay. Wow. Io Sky with a really fun Samoan drop counter into a crucifix. That was pretty clean. Io looking for that tag, but is Nia going to cut her off? Oh, Lash pulls Rhea off the apron. And Nia back in control with Io as we are coming out of the break. I don't imagine we'll see a title change here, but I've been wrong before. Interesting, the chants. It's very interesting. The loud "you suck" chants coming from the crowd. Those, no pun intended, but the crowd chants came piping right in as we were coming out of the commercial break. That feels a little too coincidental to me. I'm feeling very skeptical tonight about the crowd sounds we're hearing and the visuals we're seeing over the first few rows in the crowd. Lash catches Rhea in a head scissors. Can she powerbomb her? Ooh, blind tag to Nia Jax. But Rhea's ready. Tilt-a-whirl. Oh, jeez. That was ugly. Tilt-a-whirl gets sort of reversed into a DDT, but not really. Rhea didn't really grasp that DDT, Seriously, Lockwood, Lil Nate is in impeccable shape. Uh-oh. Nia, she going for a back suplex? Oh, no, Rhea's here to save the day. Power bomb. Good grief. Just folded up Nia. And now Io's in position for the moonsault. Is that going to do it? Boom. Over the moonsault. And we're getting more reps in this particular style of pin breakup. Lash Legend just shoved Rhea Ripley right into the pinning attempt. Yeah, that's right. I never knew that Macho Man's elbows were so stiff that he didn't hurt a ton of people, but I didn't know that he hurt as many of the people as he did. But man, it was just the prettiest looking elbow coming off the top rope until maybe Kairi Sane. Sophie W, I did see the Spider Noir trailer. As a big fan of Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, I'm very interested in that show. I don't know when I'll get around to it, but I definitely do want to watch it. Oh, did we just call this a count out? I kind of like this because I have been begging for weeks for them to have the women's tag titles in the Elimination Chamber. You have enough teams contending for those titles. You could do it now and it would still make sense. And this match has been thrown out. I think it's a double count out. Lil Nate just thrown it out. Pump kick. What did I say, Lockwood? Oh, asking for the Elimination Chamber. I just, it's not forced, this time around. And with Rhea and Io being the tag champions, or your two most over baby faces in the women's division, I don't know. And the women's tag titles was originally decided in an Elimination Chamber match. Anyway, you could do it now, and I feel like that could satisfy the fan base for a long time in elevating women's wrestling. But anyway, Nia Jax just climbing up on the ring apron. They're going to try to put Rhea through a table. Is Nia going to climb the turnbuckle? Shut up. She is not. This is not going to happen. No way. No way. Okay, Rhea's kicking her way off the table. And here comes Io trying to neutralize Nia Jax too. Io's charging. Oh my gosh. Io Sky with like a sideways suicide dive. Whoa. Through the ropes onto Nia into the table. And Lash just speared Rhea through the barricade. These ladies are going for it, man. I mean, respect these ladies, man. They're giving it all out. For Dallas, is it they're in Dallas tonight? Oh yeah, I forgot Rhea's already qualified for the Elimination Chamber, so they won't do it, which is dumb. I don't think Rhea needs to go in there as a single, but whatever. Yeah, Dawsey. Yeah, that is strange. It's on MGM. I don't know what Sony's connection is to MGM as a property. Well, I'll shut up about the tag elimination chamber. I forgot that Rhea already qualified for the singles chamber. But it's a mistake. I'm saying it's a mistake. A booking mistake. Kathy Kelly backstage with Cody. I got to say this. Cody is very charismatic as a performer, and I like Cody. But I can't think of too many wrestlers who say so much without saying anything at all. He is one of the one of the most like empty content promo cutters that I've ever heard. I'm just like, okay, so what did that promo accomplish? Just watch the match tonight. Like, I don't know. Mello, Apollo Crews, Matt Cardona backstage. Oh, Cardona's a former champion too. Crew. He does repeat the same thing, like wood for sure. Tonight it's closed, and there's Miz. Great finish last week between Carmelo and Miz. Reversing that skull crushing finale was a beautiful spot. Miz's locker room leader is a nice bit. Where is Ilya? That's a good question. Hopefully you teach better than you wrestle. Cardona's got to ease up on the bronzer big time, because putting him next to Apollo Crews, they look like they could be at a family reunion together. Like it's a bit too much there, Cardona. Going to ease up just a little bit. It's okay to be the complexion that God made you. Curious. I don't know where. Yeah. No mention of Ilya so far tonight. So I'm curious to see where he is, where he may show up. But yeah, we're here on commercial break now. So we got 3 minutes, a heavyweight 1 round bout. Yeah, Miz, obviously, this is something that's great about the Open Challenge. This is one of my favorite iterations of the Open Challenge that they've ever done for the US title, because in previous iterations, when Cena did it, when Sami Zayn did it, even when Ilya did it, like this time around with Melo being the champion, there's still lingering story threads with previous challengers. Now, granted, Ciampa's already gone. He's over in AEW, so he's not in the mix of that anymore. Gargano and Axiom are doing their thing, or were. But Tama Tonga, Ilya Dragunov, now you see Apollo Crews and Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona, former U.S. champions, and Miz, who Melo has all this history with. They're all one way or another in the mix, and it's still continuing to get brought up every week. And that honestly reminds me a lot of the better parts of WCW's mid card during like the Nitro era, during the like Monday Night War era, when you had like the US title or the TV title, and you had wrestlers like Jericho, Malenko, Diamond Dallas Page, Raven, Booker T, Rick Martel for a little while, Saturn, Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, like all these guys were in and out of the mix. Chavo for a little while, like Finley, Regal, like all these guys were in and out of the mix for a while, and they could kind of weave their way in and out, which is pretty cool. I enjoy that. Sophie Dovey, the thing that I heard about licensing for Mania, I think is applying. The thing that I heard, if I'm remembering this correctly, which is still a bad thing, I think, is applying locally to Vegas. Like basically, if you're close enough that you could attend the show, hypothetically, who can attend the show, even if the tickets are on sale right now. Yeah. So I don't think that applies to like other venues around the country, around the world. And also like their ability to police that. They're not going to be able to do that. So they can bluster a whole lot about that, but it's not going to stop places from showing the show. And they charge enough for tickets, like they shouldn't have to worry about losing any money on the broadcast in other places. So I don't know. But there's always rumors that WWE bad. So if you stay online for too long, there's plenty of social media accounts and organizations that make their money off of stirring up false indignation surrounding WWE. Seattle Seahawks celebrating with their Fanatics world titles. Wade Barrett, a Chicago Bears fan? Dude, what a victory for WWE branding to now get their title belts connected with all the major sports champions in the world. Like just that brand visibility adds layers of legitimacy to their presence in the entertainment space. Aleister Black. So clearly, Aleister Black and Zelina Vega pretty much got gifted Killer Cross and Scarlett's gimmicks. I mean, granted, there was a little bit of Aleister that was already him. But man, and I love Aleister and Zelina too. But I also loved Cross and Scarlett. I hope Cross and Scarlett are content wherever they are with whatever they're doing. But they were not done well by their exit experience, at least in my perception of it. With WWE. I don't believe for a minute, by the way, that Zelina Vega is winning that match. Love her presence and her vibe and their chemistry together. I'm glad they get to work together. Really cool. But no. With Giulia and Bliss in that match, no way. All right, here comes Mello. Mello's doing something with this reign, man. I'll give him credit. Mello just totally slapped a phone out of a dude's hand. Not on purpose. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Getting autographs, signing autographs. Love it. Love it. Mello said that the challenge is closed tonight. Does that mean he already has an opponent or he's not wrestling tonight? Curious what that means. Swaby, I wouldn't be bothered by that at all. And honestly, Trick, I mean, now they're both on the same show. And Trick probably is going to be drifting his way away from the title picture as we're going to Mania. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. Okay. Mello's talking about Mania. Shoot for the main event. All right. Mello's got his eyes on the Elimination Chamber. Hey, crowd's chanting along with his catchphrase. It's always a good signature. There's Ilya. Okay, Mello says, I'm a man of my word. Ilya, come on down and take your shot. No open challenge because he promised him a rematch. So here he comes. So we get Ilya and Mello here tonight. As good old JR back in the day would say, business is about to pick up, y'all. Go and get a slobber knocker here. Slobber knocker guaranteed whenever you hear the classical music hit. Wade Barrett's not too far off there. He's like, I think there's something wrong with Mello to be demanding a match with Ilya Dragunov for sure. Oh, Solo Sikoa's music is hit. Is it just Solo or are we going to get more? Yeah, I see the whole MFTs are coming out here. Still got that stupid lantern. We about to get a tag team match anyway. He would call Zelina a Jezebel Lockwood. You're right. We gonna get a tag title match? Solo. I'm so glad they've let Solo tap into his humor, man. Okay, well, the MFTs are coming to attack Mello and Ilya. Is this a match or is this a beatdown? It was a little unclear. Mello definitely. Oh, here comes Cruz and Cardona now. So are we going to get an 8-man tag? Because everybody's in their gear. Oh, here comes Nakamura. You know, Nakamura and Tama Tonga have been jawing at each other. And here they go. And he just dealt with him like a henchman. Right. We need Teddy Long, Dawsey. This is interesting. So I guess maybe 10-man tag? Or will we... Here comes Nick Aldis. Ten-man tag. All right, Nick Aldis paying tribute to Teddy Long. Okay. Interesting that Shinsuke Nakamura kind of got the hero spot in that. That's not lost on me because, you know, Mello and Ilya came out first to have their match. They get jumped, 5-on-2. Cardona and Cruz come in to even things up, and Nakamura comes out with his own entrance by himself and honestly took out 3 of those guys by himself. So do we get any kind of refreshed or renewed? I don't know. I don't want to go so far as to call it a push, but are we going to get a little bit of a refresh on Nakamura going into Mania? I'm very curious about that. Yeah, Sophie Dopey, I heard about that with Ciampa, grand opening, grand closing. What's his name? Tony Khan. He can debut a talent like nobody's business, but give him 3 weeks on anybody and see where they're falling at that point. Yeah, the catering crew is right. I mean, again, I think Nakamura has gotten a little bit of rehabilitation in regards to, since he had that match with AJ Styles before he left. Okay. Yeah, Swaby, that's what happened, man. He debuted, had a title match on the next show, won it, and then lost it on the very next show. And I always loved Ciampa, Oh, what's up, Modfather? A happy Friday the 13th to you as well, my friend. I'm looking forward to seeing if there are greener pastures for Ciampa. But the fact of the matter is, and this is a valid criticism, Tony Khan does not have very good sustained attention with a lot of his new acts that he brings in. And Ciampa can really thrive in AEW if he's allowed time to do that, because he can be dance partners with a lot of good guys there. But honestly, the average size of your AEW wrestler is going to make Ciampa look a little more foreboding than WWE will. I hate to have to admit that, but putting Ciampa in the ring, even with Apollo Crews or Matt Cardona, he looks smaller, like, which is unfair. It's unfair, but yeah. So he'll look a little bit more proportional to the spirit and charisma that he's got as a talent. So it'll probably be better for him in the long run. Gargano too, if he ends up going over there. Well, it sounded like he was for 2 weeks, Sophie Dofi. But now, AEW going to AEW, they have so many belts and all this stuff, but he shows up, he gets a belt, and now the belt is gone. And it's back on Kyle Fletcher too, which, listen, I don't watch much AEW, but I am of the understanding that Kyle Fletcher has built up enough equity in AEW to probably be considered a main event guy. So why he's now holding a mid-card title again, right? I think he's held that belt before. Why he's doing that, I don't know. Seems like Kyle Fletcher would be a guy you'd want challenging for the world title, or being in that mix, at least in that conversation. Cardona getting mugged over here by the MFTs in the meanwhile. Yeah, nothing says alternative product like your B show competing with TNA and your A show competing with NXT. Matt's always got, Tamatonga hitting him with the yay. Jade and Jordynne still to come, as well as 2 Elimination Chamber triple threat qualifiers. And Ray Phoenix and Trick Williams tonight. I forgot about that. I remember reading that earlier in the week and forgetting that it was happening. Yeah, Chelsea's ankle kind of got a mess of it, didn't it? The state of play, Sophie. The state of play, I mean, a lot of stuff looked good. It really showed me kind of how behind the times I am with modern video games, though. The only thing that really got me even remotely excited was them announcing they're doing the God of War remake, the God of War trilogy remake. I played those games like crazy back in the day. Oh, the John Wick game looks really good too. So I'm interested in that. Lockwood asks, who do you think will come from AEW to WWE next? My best guess. So I saw that Private Party showed back up again. My guess would be either Wardlow or Britt Baker, maybe. If I just had to guess, I don't know. I don't know anything about anybody's availability, but just judging on who's not being used on TV. I heard somebody else. I heard there was another female talent who has become available, or their contract's ending soon. Was it? I might be wrong about this. Was it Anna Jay? Maybe I don't know. Again, not super familiar. Statlander's not a bad guess either. I saw her do an interview where she seemed very passionate about wanting to tell her story as a wrestler and not necessarily getting that kind of opportunity. And then like the same day that interview aired, she lost the title to what's her name? Thekla. So I don't know, man. We'll see what's up. I know Statlander is pretty. No. I'm thinking of Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa is the one who's connected with Busted Open, right? With Bully Ray and Mark Henry and Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler, all those guys, right? I wish Keith Lee would come back. I'm very curious. I know it's none of my business, but I'm very curious about what's going on with Keith Lee. He has not been around. Like, he was teaming with Swerve years ago, right? It's when we last saw him. So I don't know, man. I hope he's okay. I just hope he's okay. Because COVID messed with a lot of guys and girls in different ways. I'm not saying that's what's happened to Keith Lee, but it seems like after COVID, he just never really had the same frequency of appearing with AEW. And I'm not saying those two things are connected. I don't know that. But anyway, yeah. Yeah. People will often say that AEW stars got booked worse in WWE, but you have to ask yourself the question, if I'm being booked, but not to win, but I'm still on TV a lot, is that better or worse than not being booked at all? Because that's the question. Because that tends to be what happens in AEW. You just don't get booked at all if you're not being booked well. So I don't know, man. His last match was in December of 2023. So that's been over 2 years. Yeah, I mean, because honestly, yeah, for sure. I would rather be booked than not booked at all. Just look at Chelsea Green for entrant. If I'm wanting to be a successful wrestler, I would rather be booked than not booked at all because you have the opportunity to make the most of your minutes. And Chelsea Green is a great example of that. You can go get over just by doing that. Honestly, that's how Chris Jericho got over too in the days of WCW. Like he's like, here's the number of minutes you have for your match tonight. He's like, can I get like 30 seconds or 90 seconds just to cut a promo before the match? And they're like, yeah, sure. Go ahead. They don't care. And like, he went out and got over because of that. And that's what led him to WWE, and the rest is history. Lockwood, do you think AEW stars are more prone to being injured? Yeah, I agree with you there. I think that is something that comes with the territory of the style of AEW. The style that they're very proud of also has a lot more inherent risk to it. Yeah, I don't know if Keith Lee regretted his decision to leave WWE when he did, but I guarantee if he had come back, I think Triple H. I guarantee Triple H. I'm not saying Triple H would book him right, but I do think Triple H would book him better than Vince did. Vince just did not seem to. It's like Vince didn't seem to understand Keith Lee. And you know what? Vince is like that sometimes, or the same thing about Luke Harper. That, like, Keith Lee's speaking voice doesn't really match his body. Doesn't match his presence. It'd be like if Obafemi talked like William Regal, and sometimes Vince was weird that way. Like that will just short circuit Vince's thinking on how to push a character sometimes. And I have a feeling that might have had something to do with Keith Lee, which would have been Vince's fault, mind you. Mello going crazy on Solo right now, though. He's got Tonga. No, yeah, exactly. There's no blood is blood comes cheap in AEW for sure. Well, to be fair, I will give Vince credit about Gunther. Vince started that Intercontinental title run for Gunther. Granted, it was Triple H who ended it and elevated him to the world title scene. But Vince definitely saw something in Gunther. I don't know if he saw everything, but he didn't see nothing. So I'll give him credit where credit's due. And it's just a signature move fest in the ring. Everybody's got their finishers stored up. Yeah. Shinsuke is definitely the hero in this match. Him and Mello both. They're kind of bookends. Oh boy, we've got Ilya and Mello wanting to take on Talatanga together. Yes, Swaby, you can tell they work a lot safer and they kill a lot more time during the commercial breaks. They save their best stuff for when they're broadcasting, which is smart. Everybody's swinging on Tala. They're trying to get their shots. He's down to one knee. They've got him down to one knee, but he's hulking up again. About to get a double choke slam on the catering boys. But, oh. And that'll toss Tala. If that was the Rumble, that would have been it. Basement drop kick there for Ryder, for Cardona. Big dive by Cruz. Okay, Cruz, I see you, dog. And now here comes JC Mateo. Nope. Shin says, I don't think so, dude. Uh-oh. Did he hit his finish on Shin? But here comes Dragunov. Dragunov deadlifting JC Mateo. Nope. Reverse. Coming off. Oh, man. Jeez. Dragunov hit so hard. H-bomb. But Solo's in the ring. And just launches Ilya into the post. But Mello has got back in the ring too. Super kick. I don't know who's legal. This is AEW style legal man stuff. Or luchador style legal man stuff. First 48. Mello climbing up to the top. That's right, Sophie. Oh, wow. Oh. Tamatonga's here and hits that cutthroat elbow on Mello. Okay. So our finish, after all of that crazy chaos, Tamatonga sweeps in and hits us finish on Mello and pins Mello clean. So Tama still got eyes on the U.S. champion. Could we end up with a multi-man match for Mania? Modfather, normally I'd be upset, but I think what they're trying to do is legitimize Tama as a contender. And to be fair, Mello came off the top rope and ran and flew right into a Samoan spike in the throat. So I think Mello is a little protected there. But what that match tells me is that Tama is more deserving of the U.S. title match than Solo. And will there be tension in that or will there not? The Wyatts are watching. Okay. So let's see what we got. Flashback to the Royal Rumble. Charlotte and Alexa as number 1 and 2. And Charlotte, of course, accidentally eliminates Alexa Bliss while eliminating Nia Jax. Man, every Rumble flashback, dude, they never need to do that lighted seat thing ever again. It made the arena look so empty. Charlotte apologizes. Picture, an autograph picture of Charlotte. Okay. All right, this is cute. All right, so Every woman will have somebody in their corner. I'm assuming Aleister Black accompanies Zelina Vega to the ring. I do remember that, Sean Swaby. That, oh man, good memory. The Rock giving the autograph 8x10 or whatever to Farouk. Man, if y'all weren't around for early Attitude Era, early Rock, when he was still part of the Nation of Domination and he was still figuring out being the Rock, that was some gold heel stuff. He had not adopted all of his catchphrases yet, and he was just this egocentric. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, it was brilliant. Lockwood asked a good question. We can all participate in this. What matches would you want to see if WWE and AEW did a World Collide? Obviously, I don't know the likelihood that we'll ever get this, so it's a dream match thing we can do. Ever since I was a kid, you had WWF and NWA or WWF and WCW or ECW, and you would ask those questions like, or WWE and TNA, like, what are those matches you could do, and who would you want to see? And there's a few I'd be interested in seeing, assuming everybody's healthy and ready to go. I would want to see. I'd want to see Seth Rollins and Will Ospreay, I think, or Seth Rollins and Kenny Omega. One of those two, just because there's such a similarity there. I'd like to see. And also they've chattered back and forth with one another. I'd be curious to see that. I'd like to see Drew McIntyre and Takeshita. I think that would be a fun match as well. Who else? Who else would I like to see? I'd kind of like to see Roman Reigns and MJF, to be honest, or LA Knight and MJF. Just somebody who could cut a fearless promo on them, on MJF. Like, really see if MJF can swim in the deep water promo wise. I mean, he did with Punk, so there's that. Yeah, I did see that clip of MJF. Man, tell you what, I give MJF credit, man. That dude's always working. I love that he's pro Seth too, to be hateful to Punk as well. Let's see. I really want, I don't know what match I would book. Honestly, maybe if you could maybe Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Young Bucks. Which, I mean, I know, but I would want to see it now. I know they've wrestled before, back in the days, but honestly, I would really just like to see an excuse for the Young Bucks to both eat an RKO. I really would want to see. Give me some kind of a match where Randy Orton ends up giving the RKO to the Young Bucks. I would buy the whole pay-per-view just to see that. Let's see. Oh, what's up? Last name? Yeah, no Jason yet, man. We'll hope we survive the night. Same to you, my friend. Gunther matches, of course. We'd absolutely have to have a Gunther match. I'm just trying to think who I'd want to match Gunther up with. Gunther and Ospreay wouldn't be a bad match either. Or Gunther and Pac could be really good. Actually, Gunther and Pac wouldn't be bad. Or Gunther and Claudio. Gunther and Claudio. Give me that one. How many super kicks would a Young Bucks versus Usos match have? Well, how much time are you giving them? That would be, oh man, that would be awful. Oh man, it would just be terrible. Mello and Trick are going to be in the same triple threat match for Elimination Chamber next week with Damian Priest. Oh, here's Kit Wilson. Gunther and Big Show. Kit Wilson has written a poem. Truth is ready. They keep putting Truth in segments with Priest backstage. They're bullying Priest, trying to get him to break. Priest is breaking already. Kit almost broke. Did Truth not run these rhymes past anybody? Oh my gosh. Even Aldous was breaking, man. I'm sure they were laughing already because they were going to laugh. You know, there's a difference between like a work laugh and a I was not expecting you to say that laugh. Aldous and Priest having a good night, hanging out with Truth backstage. You just know, like, those dudes are so glad they worked it out to bring Truth back. Like, little segments like that really help the show. Oba and Wardlow. Oh man, talk about no bread, no water. 100%. I wouldn't mind seeing Javon Evans and Kyle Fletcher. I'll give you that too. I think that would be a fun match. Man, this one dude in the Cody jacket's getting all the autographs. Honestly, it's kind of refreshing to see autographs making a comeback. That's such an old school thing. Cassidy and Truth. How about Orange Cassidy and Kit Wilson? I think that could be fun. Tony Storm and Rhea Ripley, maybe. It would be a little weird, but why not? All right, here comes Zelina coming out to Alistair's music. They're going to do the whole entrance. I wonder if he'll let her borrow the casket. She'll rise up out of it. I'm so glad this CFO's theme for Alistair Black made its return and he didn't get Def Rebelled. All right, here comes Zelina Vega. Drop those predictions, by the way, for this triple threat match. We've got Zelina Vega, Alexa Bliss, and Giulia trying to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. My thought is with Giulia for this match, but we'll see what happens. All right, here comes Giulia. Yeah, Swabia, I'm inclined to agree. I think Zelina probably takes the pin here, regardless of who wins. Okay, let's get this one underway. This is a bit of a petite match with these three ladies. Never thought I'd say this, but I think Giulia has the size advantage in this match. Or no, I think Alexa has it barely, which again, 5 feet of Fury being the biggest woman in the match is a little wild. Well, all these girls are going for a variation of their finish right away. WWE, AEW, and New Japan. Who would you put in an Elimination Chamber match? I'm imagining you get 2 from each promotion because you get 6 total. Man, I don't know, dude. I'll have to think on that. I also don't know enough New Japan performers, so you guys would have to help me out there. I don't know if modern New Japan performers, the best ones I know, probably aren't there anymore. Spin an elbow there from Zelina to Giulia. Interesting move. Alexa Bliss doesn't have the size or the strength to do a choke slam, but she grabbed a choke and then just swept the back of the leg to give a sort of reverse Russian leg sweep kind of effect. Not a bad move. So this whole match so far, I mean, it's hard hitting, but it's kind of it's like 1, 2, 3, this and that. Uh, yeah, like an STO, except she didn't really go down with her. So this match has been very much a follow the leader. Like I'll do a spot, and then the next girl does the spot, and then the third girl does the spot, and it's the first segment of this match has been kind of dictated by that, which is interesting. All right, while we're doing picture in picture and ads, bear with me just a moment. I'm gonna step aside, rehydrate, and I'll be right back. All right. Thanks everybody for that. Bear with me. Bear with me there. Okay. Little cord reworking there. Yeah, so okay. Lockwood, who you got here? Oba and Gunther, Kenta, Samoa Joe. Ooh, man. There's gonna be some bruises after that match. I'll tell you that. Between well, all four of them, to be honest. I'm just thinking about the slaps and chops coming out of that match as we make our way back here into the action of the ladies triple threat elimination chamber qualifier. Giulia, Alexa Bliss, and Zelina Vega all trying to qualify for the elimination chamber match. And from what I've seen here, at least the first portion of this match, it's a pretty evenly distributed match so far between all three ladies. I would like to see Giulia win. I can most likely see Alexa Bliss winning. I just have a hard time seeing Zelina take it. Yeah, Giulia and Io, man. We'll have to get that at some point, I would think, right? Kiana James with a distraction gives Giulia a chance to take advantage of Zelina Vega. Superplex from Giulia. All right, Bliss is fully going here, just landing strikes everywhere on Zelina. And now Giulia's taking some shots too. Crowd waking up. Double natural selections. Only two. And another two. All right. Last name says for me, I would pick Osprey and Mox for AEW, Oba and Gunther for WWE, Gabe Kidd and Suju. Okay. Some heavy hitting. I think we're gonna see a lot of blood there. Man, big back suplex from Zelina onto Giulia. Alexa's still on the top. Zelina only gets a 2 count. She's starting to crash out a little bit. Giulia's still throwing bombs here. Just throwing forearms here. Crowd just kind of quieting down. Zelina does have that Cruella de Vil hair. I was thinking there was that woman on Mortal Kombat too, Sindel. Was that her name? Reminds me of her too. Oh, code red from Zelina onto Giulia. But Bliss breaks up the pin. And now, Bliss with a DDT to Zelina. Last name, the show. Oh, big knee from Giulia. Is that the That's not the Arrivederci. And now Giulia driver onto Bliss. Nope. Zelina breaks it up. Last name, Tiffany Stratton opened up the show with a promo. She didn't really say a whole lot. She got interrupted by Nia and Lash, who was then interrupted by Rhea and Io, and they had their tag title match, and it was a whatchamacallit, a double count out. Uh-oh. Alexa just caught the Sister Abigail DDT on Zelina. Where's Giulia? Anywhere? That's 3. And Giulia just a little too late. And there's your qualifier, Alexa Bliss, who Charlotte just gave her Galentine's presents to, that signed photo of Charlotte Flair. Yep, you were right, Swaby. Zelina ate the pin. So now we have Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, and Alexa Bliss, 3 of the 6 women who will be in the Elimination Chamber on the 28th to determine number 1 contender. Jordynne and Tiffany. Oh, Chelsea Green's sighting. Boot and everything. Compensation. Chelsea Green still making the most of her minutes, even with a broken ankle. Good for her. All right, Jade Cargill and Jordynne Grace for the women's title tonight. Will we have a new champion, or will it just be another day at the office for Jade Cargill? And also, we still have Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, and Sami Zayn in a triple threat match tonight as well. So we'll see what we get tonight. But a great segment there. Again, it's the difference between being booked on TV and not being booked on TV. Could you imagine? I'm not saying that segment changed the world or anything, but little segments like that, keeping Chelsea Green on TV is going to keep her in the mind, the front of the mind of everybody while she's healing up. It reminds me, honestly, many years ago when Randy Orton, I don't think he was in Evolution yet. I can't remember, but he was out with a broken collarbone or something like that. And he just kept having these news segments, RNN, Randy News Network, where he was just giving injury. Like it was like it would interrupt the middle of a match sometimes, and he's just like, "I have breaking important news about Randy Orton," and then it's like, "I am now 70% healed." Like, and it's like, whatever, dude. So that just added to his arrogance, and the smugness of Randy Orton that we'd come to appreciate over the years. And again, making the most of your minutes. And I think other companies could learn from that. I'm not saying that WWE does it perfectly, or they even do it with all the talent they should be, right? Doing that with. But again, I would not be surprised if Chelsea Green is like, can I just do a backstage segment? You just put me in a wheelchair, wheel me around, all that other stuff. So I don't know. Lockwood would rather see Jacob than Sami. I do agree that would be a fresh opportunity, fresh matchup for Jacob, but also capitalize on the kind of the chaos and violence that he brings to things. Swaby is hoping that Sami wins so he can finally finish that story because Cody and Jacob can cancel each other out. I do agree that Cody and Jacob can cancel each other out here. And last name asks the question is, will Drew get involved in triple threat match? Drew really seems to be going out of his way to keep Cody from getting to WrestleMania. Feels like a very old school, like WWF video game storyline. And I could see Cody not qualifying for the chamber and him still trying to find a pathway to the Mania main event anyways. I just don't know how else you get there. And I'm not excited of the prospect of Cody winning the Elimination Chamber. And that's the thing, is like I don't actually mind Cody being in the title match at WrestleMania. I don't necessarily want to see Cody beat a bunch of other people he doesn't really have to wrestle to get in that spot. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know what'll happen. So, and yeah, Dawsey hit the nail on the head. Chelsea making the most with an injured foot. Again, that's what she does. That's why we pledge our allegiance to Chelsea Green here at Marked by Wrestling, because she makes the most of her minutes. And that's all you can do in life. You are only given a certain number of minutes to work with, and it's your job to make the most of them. So Chelsea does that really well in the context of this show. All right, so we are back from break. By the way, Dawsey, is our reigning and defending community chat predictions champion that we share with A&B Combos Wrestling Edition. And we'll be doing another predictions contest for Elimination Chamber in a couple of weeks. Once this card fills out and we actually know who all's in the chamber, we'll start getting those predictions up and figuring that out. Elimination Chamber should be interesting because not only can we do things like predict the match order, but we can predict the entrance of each Elimination Chamber match too. All right, Sonic is gonna, man. It's been ages. It's been about 5 years. Yeah, almost 5 years since I've had anything from Sonic. They just don't have them out here on the West Coast. This was a brilliant segment. That sit down, that face-to-face sit down last month was one of the best things they've done in ages. It does feel like a Stone Cold and Rock storyline, Tyrell. You're 100% right about that. It does feel very Steve Austin, like Mr. McMahon trying to keep Steve Austin out of the main event of WrestleMania. But and I say this as someone who is a fan of Cody. Cody does not have the juice that Steve Austin has, though. He's got a lot, but I don't know if the fans are dying to see him in the main event because there's a lot more talent that could be in the main event. But to be fair, I don't know that the fans are thirsting for anybody in particular to face Drew. I think part of them are just expecting Drew. Excuse me, just expecting Cody to make it. So it's almost like they're too scared to fully get behind Jacob or somebody else. Although Jacob's getting he's getting a fair amount of support himself. I would really like to see Jacob in the Elimination Chamber, though. I feel like he could do some wild stuff. Ray Fenix working out backstage. He's going to take on Trick Williams tonight. Sami and Ray. Honestly, I'm a little surprised that Jacob, Cody, and Sami are all in the same match because I could see all three of them in the chamber. Sami giving a very heartfelt gratitude to Ray Fenix. Dallas is here for Trick. This is the loudest they've been all night. That's including Rhea Ripley. I want to repeat that again for everybody in the chat and in the chat. This is the loudest the crowd has been all night, and that is including for Rhea Ripley. It's okay, Shamanica. We'll be glad to catch you up. Rhea and Io Sky went to a count out with Nia Jax and Lash Legend. Alexa Bliss has qualified for the Elimination Chamber. Trick's doing his own Booker T. Trick's got the mic. And we had a 10-man tag with the MFTs, Mello, Dragunov, Shinsuke, Cardona, and Apollo Crews. And Tama pinned Mello in that match. Trick's sitting here roasting Sami. I'll hold my words until the end of this promo because I want to hear it. Okay, they came with the cue and cut off Trick. And here comes Ray Fenix. I held up three fingers because there are three things I want to say with this promo. Number one, want to make it absolutely clear. It's worth saying again. Trick has had the loudest reaction tonight out of anybody, including Rhea Ripley. 2, if creative is paying even a lick of attention, that man has to win his chamber qualifier match next week. Or if he loses, it has to build his Mania program. They need to invest in this man immediately. I know they already are, but they need to double down on Trick. Number 3, and this is wild, Trick Williams got whatted in that promo. And in the 20 years that chant has been around, has been around for 25 years. The 25 years the what chant has been around, not since Stone Cold himself. Have I heard a crowd chant what to a wrestler because they wanted to keep hearing what they were saying? Like Austin did it, and it was over with Austin. And then the crowd started doing it when they got bored with any other superstar for the next 25 years. And now they're treating Trick Williams like he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. That is not an exaggeration. And they're in Texas. They're in Dallas. That was a wild. I know it definitely sounds like I'm implementing hyperbole and I'm really overselling it here. But the level at which Trick Williams is currently over with the crowd is unanticipated, I think. I think I'm imagining that WWE thought they were going to need to take some time with Trick, like put him out there. He'll get over because he's got too much charisma not to be. But they are hungry for this performer now. I think Trick needs to be in the chamber match. I think Trick needs a solo, no pun intended, not solo Sikoa, but a one-on-one Mania match that is featured, because that entrance is going to cook at Mania. Yeah, Trick almost has a chip on his shoulder. It's as if he got called up with Obafemi and Javon Evans and said, heck, if I'm going to be number 3 of 3, I am going to be the number 1 out of 3. And he is, we talked about making the most of your minutes in the earlier segment when we saw like 30 seconds of Chelsea Green backstage in a boot and a wheelchair. Trick just came out and he didn't say a ton either. He ran down Sami Zayn. That's basically what he did. But talking about making the most of your minutes, that crowd whatted along with him, not at him. And they shut up when it was time for him to mention the lemon pepper steppers. Like I'm impressed. I'm just really impressed. Like, it's not that like I thought Trick wouldn't be over. I was a believer in Trick. I mean, obviously you guys know this who are in the chat because we've been together for a year watching NXT every week. So we knew about Trick already, right? And I knew that the crowd would gravitate towards Trick, but the fact that they've done it so fast and so emotionally already, I'm kind of in awe here for a second. So yeah, it's hard to believe the what chant has been around for 25 years. It's insane. Yeah. I was a little surprised to do that math right off the dome, but we might be getting Sami versus Trick at Mania, and I think that wouldn't be bad. I think if they do that, I think Trick needs to win that match. I mean, I think Trick could survive losing that match, but if you're asking me, I think I put Trick over. Oh gosh. Crowd's still chanting "Whoop that Trick" at the in the crowd during the match. Yeah, yeah. The what chant was in the invasion era. It happened around that time. All right, Trick and Ray Fenix. As we're almost 2/3 of the way through SmackDown tonight. Yeah, Swaby, you're right. It was definitely during the invasion portion of the Attitude Era. Ooh, Trick got some chops too. All right, let's see what kind of dance partners Ray Fenix and Trick will be together. Great drop kick from Ray Fenix. Such a clean drop kick there. Whoa. What a roundhouse kick. Just clotheslined Ray Fenix straight down to the ground. Man, what a kick. Dang. That was beautiful. Man, those turnbuckles are almost mic'd tonight. The way they keep slamming into them is loud. Hmm. Trick just pretty much in control in this match. Okay. Trick getting ready here. Measuring him. Clotheslines him inside out. Yeah, around that invasion era time, yeah, Rock was just starting to get his feet wet in Hollywood, Sway, but you're right about that. Because Scorpion King was starting to get produced around that time, I believe. And then we saw Hollywood Rock kind of making his way around 2003. I mean that was the Hollywood Rock was the character. Was late 2002 into 2003 for WrestleMania 19. Ooh, Tricky's a chop. I'm telling you what, man, they're on commercial break right now. And the amount of trash talking Trick is doing at the announce desk, I thought we were still on the air. How engaged. Hmm. Trick saying he could do this all day. I'm going to pay attention this time because I noticed it in the tag match. That when they came back from commercial break, the chants all of a sudden started to get really louder just spontaneously. And I'm curious if we'll get that or not. Yeah, listen, when I give Rock a hard time at his later career investments in wrestling, but I'll say this: when his full attention is focused on wrestling, he can and will enhance anything he's attached to. It's just a matter of will he dedicate his full focus to something? Can he? And this half, 1 foot in the pool rock doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help him. It doesn't help wrestling. It doesn't help Hollywood. Like, don't do that. All right, I'm gonna listen closely. We're coming back. Okay. No noticeable chant changes or crowd noise changes. Chop after chop. We got like 10 chops in a row from Fenix. And a clothesline does not bring down Trick, though. Man, big elevation there. Oh, geez. What a backhanded slap from Trick. A Trick slap. Trick is a little loud. Like some of his spots are being heard. He's got to lower his voice a little bit. But they're getting a fair amount of time to work here tonight. Swaby, I think you're right. But yeah, Trick's voice carries. He's going to have to learn about that, which is interesting because the NXT arenas are so much smaller, and I don't remember hearing it as well when he was there. Jeez. Fenix, adios amigos, running the ropes and still kicking him in the head, man. Literally running across the top rope and kicking him in the head. Great execution there by Fenix. All right, Fenix up top, waiting for Trick to get up here. And catches him with a crossbody. Now Fenix up to the top again. Frog splash. 1, 2, only 2. Also not lost on me. Dallas gave this a "This is awesome" chant just a minute or two ago. Oh, Swaby, he was the worst, man. Yeah, Cena was the worst at calling spots. Like, he was so loud. He was like, huh? like he must have been deaf or something. Yeah, it was unfortunate. But, at the same time, let's be encouraged. That clearly didn't stop Cena from having the career that he had. So I think Trick will be okay. Goodness gracious. The elevation Fenix got from the crossbody out to the floor. Gets Trick back in the ring. Can Fenix finish him off? Big This Is Awesome chance. Oh, Trick goes up top with him as well. Is he getting him on his shoulders? He's got him in a Death Valley driver position. Got to be careful here. Fenix clubbing blows to the back of Trick, though, getting free. What's he about to do? Standing on the turnbuckle. What's he about to do? Oh, my gosh. Diving stomp to the back of the neck of Trick off the top. And that's still only 2. Wow. Trick and Fenix are taking this show by storm, man. This is a match worth revisiting for sure. Trick swinging. Oh, and catches Fenix with a trick shot. Beautiful. Trick takes the win. That was a great match. Great TV match. Fantastic TV match. That was a PLE level match, honestly, between Trick and Fenix. That was excellent. Both guys look great. Great way to use Phoenix's momentum against him, too. Like, Fenix was running all around the ropes, dodging Trick and building up all that momentum. And Trick just caught him coming off the ropes with a trick shot and used all that momentum against him. Put him out cold. Trick having a hard time standing on his own. Celebrating. Trick's a star, man. Man, they're sold. If Brock cost Cody the match, that would be insane. We have Rhea and Io backstage. Icing up. Giulia and Kiana are here. Man, Giulia crashing out. There's Jade. Staring down Io and Rhea. Preview. They both just look at him. Not feeling Jade, huh? Goodness gracious. Yeah, we still have Jade Cargill versus Jordynne Grace and Cody, Jacob, and Sami left on the show. Yeah, who knows what Vince would how he would have fumbled Trick. Probably would have saddled him with he probably wouldn't have seen the vision of Trick's gimmick in the first place, I don't think. Yeah, I see that too, Sean. If we're not getting Bianca back, Rhea could be the way. I hate that, though. I really hope Bianca is ready. I hope they're just working us with that. But for Bianca's sake, one, I want to see Bianca at WrestleMania. Two, we've got Rhea invested in that tag division so well and making something of that tag division right now. I would hate for that, not to pan out. Oh yeah, Lockwood. You definitely want. I definitely want Oba with Brock for sure. That's what I want to see. I'm not all that interested in seeing Brock feud with anybody else. Maybe Gunther, but that's it. But I would rather see Gunther and Brock at SummerSlam. Yeah, it's true. They've almost overloaded the tag division a little bit, and there's not a whole lot of singles competitors available. I mean, there are for like weekly TV, but when you're building to your biggest show of the year, you would think they would be able to cultivate a clear challenger for her. And I hope it doesn't end up being Tiffany. I don't know. I don't want to see that. That's just me, I guess. But like Tiffany, I'd rather see Tiffany maybe take on Giulia. Let her try the US title scene. 2K26 ad. Yeah, I think it's too early for Jordynne. And that's the hard thing about Jordynne Grace too, is that she spent all that time in NXT and never won a title there. And so like her just showing up on the main roster and winning the big one just doesn't sit well with me. But we don't know how it might happen. We'll see what comes of it. Oh goodness. So ads are here. Let's see. Well, if you guys could book anybody to be Jade Cargill's number one contender, who would you pick? Like we've got three contenders for the Elimination Chamber right now. Um, who else would you put in there? Who else would you put in there, and who would you send after Jade? I mean, obviously, if Bianca was an option on the table, I would 100% do her. But we'll see. Yeah, that's the hard thing about trying to protect your champion, and also not giving them necessarily like top level competition, um, because she hasn't even really wrestled a lot either. I mean, I don't know how you expect Jade to get better without putting her in the ring more, and like that's the thing. Cody mentioned this on one of the million podcasts that WWE holds adjacent to, where he said, he thinks they should maybe try to do just like monthly house shows instead of like every, 3 times a week like they used to, but just a little bit, because it's really great that they have the performance center, and that's clearly really helping, but there's a difference between that and being in front of a live crowd even a few times a month. That's not the TV show, where you can work out the kinks, where you can work on the fundamentals and not worry about being exposed on the internet or on TV, for the whole world to see. And back in the old days when they were running the roads way too much, they would preview angles out there. They would work on storylines out there. People who wrestled in feuds together would wrestle each other 100 times. So by the time the pay-per-view match came up, they could do that match in their sleep. I mean, so like Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat, it's a match I go back to a lot, or even, Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon. Like they would wrestle 100 times across America and Europe before they showed up at WrestleMania or SummerSlam. And so they would have that, they would have their timing with each other, down at that point. And some of these people, this is the first time they're getting in the ring together, Jacob Fatu promo. Been locked up before. The only difference was there wasn't no WrestleMania sign to point to. Come on, Jacob. Dude. Jacob needs to win this qualifying match. Sorry, y'all. Jacob needs to win this qualifying match. They could do something really special here. Even if he doesn't win, I don't know who wins, right? I don't know who actually would face Drew McIntyre if it's not Cody or Jacob or both of them. But let me tell you, by the way, the opening quote to Jordynne Grace's theme, that I don't like that at all. But they have a chance to do something really special with Cody and Jacob. They could do a sort of Bret Hart, Steve Austin, WrestleMania 13. I don't want to go so far as to call it a double turn, but boy, they really have a special opportunity in their hands because Jacob interfered in that match. He cost Cody the title. He is wrong about those things, but he is a person who has a checkered past, who is accountable to his checkered past. Like, he doesn't deny it. And he's a guy who's like, I did my time. I've paid my debt. And like, he still has that edge to him though, but he's honest. And then you've got Cody, who is justifiably angry. And you can have him be justifiably angry, but he could tell uncomfortable truths about Jacob, which is what he kind of did in that face-to-face interview. And I'm telling you, like, if you could get Cody and Jacob both away from the title to settle this matter, and you could do a lot of work towards the crowd being more accepting of a Cody heel turn. I don't think they should turn Cody heel until the crowd wants it. Now, that not every heel turn works that way, but for Cody, I really think he should start to wear out his welcome with the crowd before he turns. I don't think he's the person. I almost feel like he needs to be the last person to realize that he's a heel, you know? Like, they kind of did that with AEW, but they wouldn't actually turn him heel. I would really like, but because when he decides to embrace it, he's going to be a great heel. He's a guy who talks like he wants to be Dusty, but he's Ric Flair. Like that's Cody to me. He's a guy who really wishes he could be Dusty, but he's Ric Flair. Like, that's just who he is. Like, he's privileged. You know, his dad was born in the dirt, son of a plumber. And he was raised by that guy, but he dresses too nice. He's too well put together. He's not Dusty. Anyway, we're getting the introductions now for Jade and Jordynne here. Yeah, I feel like Mod Father, I hope you're enjoying the show tonight, my friend. Yeah, no. Let's see. Wears the suit all the time if that's not heel enough. Yeah, exactly, Swaby. Like he dresses like the corporate champion. Oh, silly me. I did not know Jordynne is from Austin, Texas. This is going to be heartbreaking that she probably won't win. Well, Jordynne is the babyface in this match. Oh, Liv Morgan is here. She has not made her choice yet. And Dom is here. And Raquel is here. Dom bringing both belts, accompanying Liv, and they both got mics. Oh, that's the most obnoxious excuse me since Vicky Guerrero. Oh, crowd's here for Boo and Dom. Oh my gosh, what are they doing? They've set up a Valentine's Day date table for Dom and Liv at ringside to watch the match. I know there's chicken tenders. I know there's chicken nuggets on that table. Tell me there's chicken nuggets on that table. So maybe, I do think the obvious choice is for Liv to choose Stephanie, but let me ask you this. If she chose Jade or Jordynne, if Jordynne won, which I don't think she will, there are chicken nuggets, 2 plates of chicken nuggets. What would you think of like a Rhea Ripley choosing Stephanie Vaquer? Would that be intriguing? All right. The bell has rung. Big dirty, dirty Dom chance. Man, they're shoulder tackling and just colliding, man. No bread, no water on these ladies. Big boot from Jordynne Grace. Curious how long this match will go. All right, Jordynne with the sleeper hold hopped on the back of Jade. And we still have, I'm assuming main eventing tonight is the triple threat match with Cody and Jacob and Sami. All right, let's see. She's working that sleeper hold like she's Gunther or something. And Jade gets out of the ring. Jordynne's still on her back though. Now they're outside the ring. Jordynne has not released the hold. Slams Jordynne into the post on the outside of the ring, and that releases the hold. All right. Oh. Right. They're segregating the size of the ladies tonight, Swaby. Jade took a swing at Jordynne and missed and hit the ring post, and now Jordynne taking advantage of that. Oh, wow. Jordynne Grace doing a little bit of a modified Vader bomb using the announce table as a springboard. And Jordynne breaking the ring count, smart of her. What's she about to do? Is she going to go for a pile driver? Oh, jeez. Reversed, and Jordynne Grace gets backdropped back first onto the barricade. Eesh. Jade Cargill now getting distracted by the Judgment Day. She grabbed a chicken nugget. Cody turns heel. Would he dye his hair black or keep it blonde? Start dyeing it black wouldn't be bad, but I like the idea of Cody, at least in the beginning, not changing a lot about himself because he's delusional. Kind of like how Bret Hart, before the screw job and stuff, like he didn't actually do a whole lot of heelish things other than complain all the time, and he talked bad about America, but he still thought he was right. So he didn't really change his appearance or anything. And I could see Cody doing that to a certain extent of like, well, no, I am the hero. I am the righteous man, and him still behaving the same way. I think that would be good. But yeah, still keep the suit, still keep the professionalism. He could let the hair change, or yes, what Swaby's saying right here, instead of dyeing it, like just letting it change, because I think he dyes it blonde. I don't think that's I don't know that that's his natural hair color. I think the dark hair is the natural hair color. So he just lets it go. And so you see it over time. Not a bad thought. Modfather said it there, man. I'm going to put it this way. No bread, you hear me? No water, you understand? Just meat. I know, I'm telling you, like two titans right here. Stephen Amell's going to star in the new Baywatch movie. They're doing another Baywatch already? It wasn't that long ago when they did that, right? Man. Hollywood hates new ideas, man. It makes me sad. It makes me sad. I wish we as a consuming public were more actively receptive to new ideas, because they would make more in that way, and original ideas. Because I'm so tired of seeing remakes of things that I enjoyed well enough the first time and don't need to see somebody else's take on it. Superheroes, that I can get behind, but yeah. Yeah, not everything is remakes and reboots, but there's a lot of it. They got to get that punch card filled, Dossie. I feel you. Yeah, man. $5 footlongs. Well, what are they now? Like $8 footlongs? All right, we're about 20 seconds away from getting back to the full broadcast here. Yes, Booker. Yeah, we need Booker on some commentary to sing some theme songs for sure. I would love to see that. All right, we're about 5 seconds away from the comeback here. A bottle of Dom. Pause, Wade Barrett. Pause. Oh my gosh. The Wade Barrett Joe Test commentary is hilarious right now. Man, Jordynne Grace just doing like a rocking chair headbutt here on the ropes. Oh, spinning back fist from Jordynne Grace here. Ooh, like a jackhammer there from Jordynne Grace. Only two. Dom and Liv still chowing down on the chicken tendies here. I did hear about that, Sophie Duffy. I'm excited to hear about Jazz coaching at the PC. I think she'll be a real asset there. Big spine buster from Jordynne Grace. Now what are we going for? Power bomb? Oh no, Jade gets out. And a spine buster of her own for Jade. Only two. Jadeberg, no. Yeah, I don't know what took so long to get Jade connected with WWE in a coaching capacity. Pump kick misses into a roll up. I saw some of Miz's interview. I liked the parts that I saw, but I haven't seen the whole thing though. It's kind of hard for me to sit through the long Undertaker podcast episodes I can only watch it in clips. Uh-oh, Grace has got Cargill up after a reversal. Big power slam. Only 2. Modfather, your Subway order. Foot-long spicy Italian. Provolone, toasted, 10 seconds. Lettuce, tomato, pickle. Hey, man, that's a full sandwich, dude. That's a good call. I'm pretty plain. I just haven't been to Subway itself in a while, but a meatball marinara gets me every time. More of a Jersey Mike's guy. I like the buffalo chicken, Philly with from Jersey Mike's. They put some Frank's Red Hot on that. It's the good stuff. Had leftovers for it for lunch today. Spinning back fist. I don't hate on Quiznos or Firehouse subs either. It's been a while since I've had a Quiznos. I mean Firehouse. There's a good barbecue sandwich too with a. Oh, Jaded out of nowhere. And that'll be 3. Jade hits the Jaded with one arm. And that's it that's a wrap on Jordynne Grace. The more wrestling evolves, the more Taker seems a little out of touch. Yeah, that match was about 15 minutes, including ads. No, that's true. Jersey Mike's is a little more expensive, but Subway is also more expensive than it used to be. It's still cheaper, I think, than a lot of places, but I don't think Subway's quality has improved with their price hikes, which is kind of unsettling. Jade coming to celebrate in front of Judgment Day. Okay, words of warning for Liv Morgan. Yeah, I think Taker has a hard time adjusting to modern locker room culture because things were really, really different when he was coming up. Johnny just referenced Ciampa being gone, and he's moping. Wow, Fraxium broke Gargano. Here come the MFTs walking by the Motor City Machine Guns and Fraxium. Oh no. Let's see. Streaming issue here. Sorry guys, give me a second. That's and let's see if we can fix this. Anyways, yeah, so pardon my interruption here. See if we can get back on track. Okay. And we got Solo. Ooh. Sees a photo of his head being turned into the lantern. Sorry, I'm a little behind. Ooh, Wyatt's. Okay. All right. Sorry. All right. Caught back up now. on commercial break. Sorry, had a little malfunction at the junction there with our streaming. So yeah, Jade and Jordynne had a pretty good match. Jade's improving, but I do just think more experience in the ring, more reps would do her a lot of good. But that is a bit of a catch-22 when you have a character like Jade who is kind of Goldberg-ish, and you don't want to expose her too much in front of live crowds because then the mystique goes away. But she also needs to know what she's doing. Which is not to say she knows nothing, but clearly some of these other wrestlers have a lot more experience than her, and you just want her to get more experience so she can just be better when she's in those matches. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, man, Trick Williams and Ray Fenix, great match tonight. Fantastic match. I enjoyed the 10-man tag. I thought it was cool that they kind of set up Nakamura to be kind of the elder statesman and the sort of big hero of the match. And I was impressed that they appear to be building towards something with Tama Tonga and Mello as well. And we're already they're really layering. That's something that I miss from older wrestling is the layering of feuds. And they're really doing that really well in the US title picture. We're getting that with all these people going after the US title, right? So you have Mello as the US champion. You've got Tama Tonga, who pinned him tonight. You've got Nakamura, who has beef with Tama Tonga. You've got Cardona and Apollo Crews, who are waiting in line to do to get the US title. You have Solo Sikoa, who wants the US title. You've got Ilya Dragunov, who was owed a rematch from Mello per Mello. And then you've got The Miz, who is still a little salty, about losing to Mello and still wanting a piece of him. So let's do the count real quick. Mello, Nakamura. You have 5, 7 with Solo and Tama, and 8 with Miz. That's 8 people. That's enough for a ladder match. That's more than enough for a ladder match. All I'm saying. I don't know how psyched Miz would be for a ladder match at this point. But if they wanted to do that at Mania, wouldn't be a bad idea. That's all I'm saying. Because we're not going to have Money in the Bank until after. We're not going to have Money in the Bank until late August this year. Stat graphic on Obafemi. 5 consecutive eliminations and tied for the most of the entire match. Are we about to get an Obafemi appearance tonight? Or is this any kind of indicator that Obafemi is a SmackDown guy? Okay, Obafemi vignette. Who's talking like Thanos? Changes here. Okay. Kit Wilson again interrupting. Aldis is trying to get Obafemi to sign to SmackDown. He wrote a poem about Oba, I bet, and he don't want to read it now. Go ahead and inscribe it on Kit Wilson's grave. Oba challenged Kit Wilson for next week, and the crowd booed. They want to see Oba tonight. Crowd's chanting for Oba. Man, that's how you know somebody's over, when they challenge for a future match and the crowd boos because they want to see it themselves. Love it. You'll love it. Love to see it. Thank you, Dr. Seuss. Charlotte, Kiana, and Nia. You think they'll put Charlotte, Alexa, and Alexa in the chamber together? I'm curious. And then Mellow, Trick, and Priest next week. I think I feel like you got to put Trick in that match. I think Chicago will love Trick. All right, Drew McIntyre. Oh, there's Sami. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I think Drew just reverse psychologied Sami Zayn. Drew paid respect to Sami after just running down Cody, saying he was going to make sure Cody doesn't make it to WrestleMania. He said Jacob had a good shot at winning and made fun of him being behind bars. And just told Sami, you've paid your dues and I hope you win. And not because, I've beaten you all these times, but yeah, I don't know. It was very strange. And Sami looked shook by that, which may be the point, honestly. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, but we're getting our entrances now for the main event. All right. It's main event time, guys. Who do you have winning this match? AJ Lee on Monday. All right. We're on ads, and we'll be wrapping up the show tonight after this match. So curious to see where we land here. So let's take a look, shall we, at the Elimination Chamber card as it's shaping up so far, which will be in Chicago, as said many of times. So we're going to get CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the world title, Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the women's intercontinental title. The women's Elimination Chamber match is currently halfway filled with Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, and Alexa Bliss. And the men's Elimination Chamber will have its third competitor tonight to join Randy Orton and LA Knight. Will it be Cody Rhodes? Will it be Jacob Fatu? Or will it be Sami Zayn facing Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania? So let's see. We will see. Oh, AJ is undefeated at WrestleMania. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, Swaby. I mean, I certainly don't think Becky and AJ are done. I think they'll run it back, and WrestleMania is going to be the place to do that because we've seen so little of AJ Lee since her return. I feel like she's going to have a Mania match, and you're going to want to probably that's where you really want to blow off that feud with Becky Lynch is there. It's just my thought. Now, let's see. So we've got two matches. So we'll have 3 and 3 at the end of tonight. We'll have 2 more on Raw. So we'll have 4 and 4, SmackDown 5 and 5, and that'll be on the 21st. And then Raw on the 23rd. Raw on the 23rd, when Brock Lesnar returns, by the way, should be when we're getting our 6th entrant into each chamber match, which sounds a little foreboding, if I'm being honest. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. All right. Well, we're almost back, and we should be getting the other 2 entrances. I got to imagine Cody's entrance is going to be televised here because it's Cody, and you got to get the woes and all that stuff. We're back, and Sami already in the ring. Yeah, for sure. They're building. Someone said earlier tonight that it is very reminiscent of Rock and Austin and McMahon and Austin, and like the story they're trying to tell is trying to prevent Cody from getting there, and like that's just gonna. Yeah, I think that's ultimately going to end up in Cody getting there. But I could see Drew costing Cody again tonight. I just don't know how they ultimately get Cody into the title match in a way that he will have earned it at that point. That's all. But if they put Cody in there by just kind of giving him a shot, I don't know. I don't know, man. It definitely feels like they're trying to give us the Cody overcomes the odds story. But like he lost the title to Cena at Mania last year and won it back at SummerSlam. And I just felt like that was a good enough get back. I didn't really love it, but I mean, I was happier with him beating Cena than him losing to Cena. But yeah. All right, here comes Jacob Fatu. Sign someone else's contract like Shawn Michaels and Rhea Ripley, right? Yes. They did just do that last year, though, with Rhea. If it wasn't fresh in everybody's mind, it wouldn't be a bad thing. All right. Here comes Cody. Big pop for Cody. Yeah, I remember Swaby. Yeah, like that turn was so abrupt. It was, I actually liked Cena's reasoning to turn face again. But yeah, it was just so sudden. Like it was like such a sharp turn. Like they could have built to that. They really could have built to that. And I think it would have been fine. Or had him wrestling with that the entire time as after he turned heel, you know? But man, that was just it wasn't good. His heel turn wasn't good. Fans didn't really want it. Just a bunch of people on the internet said it would be cool. And they tried it. And they did that, I think, so they wouldn't have to turn Cody heel because The Rock was pitching that. I think it was The Rock pitching it. I don't know. But they did not have a good plan in hand for last year. And so it's not a high bar to clear in the main event, at least this year for WrestleMania. So hopefully they can outdo last year's Vegas Mania. Or maybe if they fumble it again, they don't need to do Vegas Mania ever again because that'll be 0 for 3 in main events at Vegas Manias. The Bret Hart Yokozuna Hulk Hogan thing was a mess. The Cena Travis Scott Cody thing was a mess, and we'll see what we get this year. But I mean, so far most signs seem to be pointing towards Cody and Roman being the main event. Which honestly I'd be okay with. If you keep it simple and keep it between them two, don't try to bring Seth back and put him in it. Don't involve Heyman. Just those two. And just let them carry it. I think they could do it. All right. Let's see who's going to take this. Crowd's loud. Cody looking more and more like Evel Knievel in his tights every week. It's a bit of a dated reference, even for me. Big super kick from Fatu to Sami Zayn right out the gate. And now we got Cody and Jacob one-on-one in the ring, giving a stare down. Oh, man. Cody Cutter reversed by Jacob and responds with a super kick. Senton avoided by Cody. Now charge Sends Jacob out of the ring. Cody's alone in the ring. Nope, Sami's back in. Ooh, slap to the chest. Swing and a miss. Chops from Sami now. Now Sami sends Cody out of the ring. Oh, getting ready for a dive, everybody. It's that time of the match. Ooh. Impressive dive by Sami. It looked like he went through the ropes, but still flipped. It's crazy. Yeah, Chris Wrestling Views. I'm inclined to agree with you. I can see him getting screwed out of this match by Drew, but I still think he ends up getting to Mania somehow. I just don't know how. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of this. Yeah, Chris, I'm with you. I would like to see Jacob in the chamber environment with some of these guys, knowing who the other three, not knowing who the remaining field might be, could be really good. Axe handle by Sami. While we're still picture in picture, probably we're on ad break. Not sure. I'm not particularly invested in Sami winning this match, though. It might still happen, but he's probably who I'm least invested in at this point. And won't be surprised if we see Drew make an appearance out here tonight either, as he seems pretty bent on Cody not proceeding forward anymore. Lucky number 13 for Sami, right? Absolutely, it would. Maybe they will, Swaby. Like they haven't brought it up recently. They did bring it up when Drew won the title, but they haven't mentioned it recently. So it would be nice if we get a resolution to that. We'll see. I like to think they will, but I don't know. I just don't know. Because they did bother to bring it up again, like the week after Jacob returned, and Drew denied it even. So I feel like there's something to that. Disaster kick from Cody. Only two. Oh, Cody going for a crossroads, but Sami kicks him right away. We're going to get an exploder into the corner or nope. Oh, Jacob comes in and avalanches them both into the corner. Crowd behind Fatu right now. Running moonsault off the ropes from Jacob. Yeah, Swaby, I agree. I was suspicious of Cody when it happened, when the attack originally happened, but I don't know if they'll pull the trigger on that or not. Mm. This is awesome, Chance. Crowd pretty invested in Jacob. They're responding to the stuff he does and says, hollering out to the crowd and everything. Crazy thing though is the pace of this match has slowed down quite a bit, almost like they're in a commercial break, but they're not. Yeah, Fatu really kind of slowing down here. I'm about to do hip attacks from corner to corner. Here we go. Nope, Sami's up and out. Ooh, launching Samoan drop. Cody interrupts the pinfall though. And go to a break. Wonder if they're waiting for Jacob Fatu to get a title shot, and whoever attacks Jacob would reveal himself. That's not a bad thought. Last time, I was just sitting here pondering about that. If Jacob, could get a real title shot, and think about this. Technically, we're not there yet, so we don't know. But there is a non-zero chance that at the end of WrestleMania, Roman, Jacob, Jimmy and Jay, and the MFTs would be holding gold in WWE. And all I'm saying is, could you imagine the bloodline like reuniting? Actually, yeah, because let's say, who is it? Tonga and is it Tama and Tonga? We want tables, Chance. Good grief. But right now, let's say it's Tongaloa and JC Mateo are the tag champions. Solo or Tama could be US champion. Roman could be world champion. Jacob right now could be WWE champion. The Usos are tag champions. So that's a lot of Samoan gold in one spot. Oh, all right. Cody gets the table and Jacob puts it back. There's a heel move for you. It's true. It's true. There's been a lot of healthy Samoan body types going around recently. Jacob seems to slim down Nia too. You're right. Uh-oh. We're going to get a nasty spot here. Jacob, Cody's going for a superplex, I think, on Jacob, but Sami's body is down there on the mat in the flight path. Ooh. Cody gets pushed off the top. Now Sami's coming up. Goodness. All right. Well, we're almost back here, and we should be wrapping up the show with this last segment in about 30 seconds. The last 10 minutes of the program. Sami eats a head button. It's crashing down on the mat. Cody jumping up to the top rope, but still wrestling on the top rope. Should be back in 3 seconds. Cody's pushed back down. Jacob's still back up on top. And we're back. They're going to try to both pull Jacob down off the top with a assisted superplex on Jacob. And down goes Jacob. Exploder suplex from Sami into the corner on Cody. Cody riling up now, but crowd's not having it. But now Jacob interrupts the haluva kick with super kicks for both guys. Ooh. Sami just cleared out Jacob with a haluva kick to the back of the head. And now Cody has caught Sami, but reversal, roll up. Nope. Only 2. Blue Thunder Bomb coming. No. But Cody holds it off. Cody trying to fire up here. Nope. Cody Cutter reversed into the Blue Thunder Bomb. Only gets 2. Great execution on that Blue Thunder Bomb too from Sami. And their Fatu chants ringing out through the Dallas arena. Fatu on the outside of the ring right now. Sami and Cody, who are on the inside. Chop from Sami to Cody. It's like the Royal Rumble. Sami's pointing at the sign. Sami's laying it in. I'll give him that. Cody doing the same now. All right, we got to be wrapping things up here soon. Cody flip-flop and fly. Drops that elbow to Sami's head. Down goes Sami. Now Cody flexing and firing up, and Jacob's back in. Jacob coming to crush Cody's dreams. Throws Cody out of the ring. Now Jacob eyeing up Sami. Charge the corner. Crowd chanting all gas, no brakes with him. Charge. Clothesline in the corner to Sami. Jacob just talking straight to the camera, man. Uh-oh. Turn around and, oh, he almost ate a haluva kick, but he missed. And Jacob now going up top. Oh, splash is caught and into a small package. 2.9 for Sami there. Oof, goodness. That's quite a reversal there from Sami. All right, Cody's back in now. Off the top, Cody cutter right onto Sami. And now here comes Fatu. Oh, he grabs and throws Cody out of the ring. He's going to steal it. Moonsault. He's got Sami right in the middle of the ring. 2. Oh, Drew is here. Drew just ruined the match for Jacob. Cody wasn't even in the ring. Oh, and Drew just dropped Jacob and throws Jacob over the announce table. Drew's going to try to put him through the table. Here comes Cody. Cody suicide dives. Drew. Well, are they going to use the announce table? Oh, now Drew throws Cody into the ring post. And now Jacob's back up. Drew's picking up Jacob. Power bombs him through the announce table. Oh. And now Drew's got Cody lined up for a Claymore. Claymore, he's going to give Sami the win. He's going to give Sami the win. He drags Sami over. Drew's taking matters into his own hands. 1, 2. 2.999. Cody did not die. Drew is fired up. Drew's headed back to the ring. And now he's beating on Cody some more. If Drew continues to put this beat down on Cody and Cody still wins this match, like, oh, Sami hits the haluva kick on Drew, but now Cody's caught him in a crossroads. Cody's in the chamber. Well, there you go. the pathway is still clear. Drew tried to sideline Cody. He was effective in sidelining Jacob Fatu and tried to give the win to Sami. But Cody wouldn't die. And yeah, there we are. So Cody is going to be added to the Elimination Chamber. Yeah, I feel like Cody has to win the chamber match. I just don't. So far, with everybody who's in it, I don't see a sensible pathway otherwise. So I don't know. We'll see what we get. We'll see what we get here. Man. Maybe last name. I mean, I do think I don't think we'll get a straight, clean Elimination Chamber match. I think there will be shenanigans for sure. I think there is something. There's going to be something there. I don't know what it'll be, but that's a possibility. Man. Okay, guys. 2 weeks away from Elimination Chamber. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the story is completely over for Jacob Fatu either, because Cody and Jacob are not done. Cody and Jacob aren't done by a long shot, and Drew has continued the beef now with Jacob. So that's got to result in something. Whether that will take shape at Elimination Chamber, we'll see. Maybe Jacob does the Shawn Michaels thing, the Rhea Ripley thing of signing the contract. You know, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But quite a show tonight. Elimination Chamber card is filling up again, and some great in-ring action tonight. SmackDown keeps improving on that. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I will see you next week with more goodness each and every time. And yeah, I know I'm starting to wonder, maybe just maybe Cody fails to beat Drew, but we'll see what happens. Part of the ride is going on the ride is part of the fun. So yeah, well, we'll have to see where it goes from here. But thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate you riding along with me for SmackDown. We'll see you next week for some streams and some content. So until then, just keep enjoying wrestling, man. Don't let anything steal your joy in life or in wrestling. And don't forget to be a mark, because hey, it means you believe. Believing makes wrestling better, as I've always said and will always say. So keep believing, and I'll see you guys very soon. Take care of yourselves, and have a great night and have a great weekend.